Okay. So this is the second video lecture for our art lesson. Okay, so the first video lecture we discussed about what is neoclassical arts. Now for this lecture or for this topic, we will going to discuss romantic period. So um technically I will not really dive in on how to discuss what is the characteristic of romantic arts, I mean visual arts, because it is technically it is the same with the romantic music. So you just need to translate or to put the characteristic of romantic music in visual arts, which are paintings, sculpture, anything that it is considered visual arts. Okay, so um, yeah, so let's discuss what is romantic arts. Okay, so in this video lecture, we will focus on the different artists that best represent romantic period. Okay, so kanina we discussed, the other video focus on the characteristic of neoclassical and there are two artists which are Dominic and we have David. Okay, for this topic, romantic period, we will going to discuss. I'm so sorry. We will going to discuss four artists, which is um, the first one, Eugene Ferdinand Victor Delacroix and Theodore Jericho, and we have Jean Francois Millet. Okay, and we have JMW Turner. Okay, so we will going to discuss these people and their paintings. Okay, so objectives describe the ideas, moods, and message that are conveyed in the artworks of Romantic period. Explain the arts of Romantic period. Identify the famous artists of Romantic period. Reflect on and derive the mood, idea, or message from selected artworks and create artworks guided by techniques and style of Romantic period. Okay, so let's discuss the first artist, which is Eugene Ferdinand Victor Delacroix, 1798 to 1863. So sino siya? Okay, so Eugene Ferdinand loved to paint climax of historical events and social activities. Okay? Yan usually yung mga pinipaint niya. Kapag sinabi natin climax of historical events, maybe these are wars, these are important events from their history. Okay? His distinct style in painting is that he used thick and rough paints in textures and subtly put colors perfect harmony. So ang best na ang very prominent na skills niya, technique niya in paintings, the characteristic of his creation is that he loved to use thick and rough paints. So kapag hinawakan mo yung painting niya, okay, you can really feel, okay, yung strokes ng paintings, ng colors, and he is really good in color combinations. Okay, so subjects, okay, expressing sympathy and appreciation of works of the masses or the common men. Okay, so his creation also highlights or emphasizes the collaboration of the community helping one another, okay, for the common good of the society or the community that they belong. Art style, swirling curved lines and strong colors to convey emotions and manipulate darks and lights spaces. So as I've mentioned a while back, okay, he's really good in combining colors, and one of the prominent style or technique that he uses that um, swirling curve lines, or thick lines and strong colors. Okay, so this is his creation. As you can see, uh, it really it is vibrant. Um, it is very realistic because of the combination of colors, like like the shadows, the dark colors, light colors. Okay, so the title of the artwork is "The Liberty Leading the People," 1830. So subject a woman symbolizing liberty leads a diverse group of revolutionaries during the July Revolution of 1830 in France. Okay, so theme: the fight for freedom and justice, unity and equality, hope and inspiration in revolution. Significance, or the importance of this creation by Eugene Ferdinand Victor Delacroix, is that it represents the enduring spirit of liberty and democracy, becoming a universal symbol of resistance and empowerment. So we really try to to dissect the characteristics of romantic art, is that basically it is like the neoclassical. Why? Because neoclassical is patterned from classical period, which is classical period. I mean, neoclassical and classical period are almost the same. So it also still emphasizing the moral themes or values that these artists want to convey on their artworks or on their paintings, that they want to highlight, that they want other people to see in their paintings, because these people doesn't only create paintings, or they don't paint just because of, maybe because of their, let's say, it's a form of recreational activity for them, it is a form of entertainment for them, because if you love your doing, you're enjoying it. But aside from that, one major reason why these artists really paint is to voice their, or it is another platform for them to really inform other people what is really happening in their society. Okay, so that everyone that can really learn, or is, I mean, see their paintings, or were able to educate, to learn, and also to have a part of a specific civic movement for them to participate or to contribute, so that they can achieve that so-called peace, or so-called a better status, a better community, a better society for them. Okay. The next one is we have Theodore Jericho. Okay, 1791 to 1824. So a major artist during the French Romantic movement. Okay, why? He was well known to portray battles through paintings of sufferings and endurance rather than heroism and glory. Excuse me. Okay, so same with David. Okay, Theodore Jericho, majority of his painting focus on battles, but focus on wars. Okay, now because of his painting, people were able to see, educate about wars, the reasons of wars, the reason of their country, the purpose of their country, why they are participating battles, why they are participating wars. Okay, so also we really don't know what is the objective of Theodore Jericho. Okay, but one thing is for sure, he is doing painting. I mean, he's creating paintings to educate and to influence his people. Okay, so his inspiration for his painting was based on a real life tragic incident of the French government ship, the Medusa, the sunk of the coast of Africa, of Africa, West Africa. So a minute. Okay, so this is his painting, wherein we can clearly see a shipwreck, um, and boarding on that shipwreck are people that is about to drown, showing. a really not good situation for them. So let's discuss the significance and the theme of this creation of Theodore Jericho. Title: The Wrath of Medusa 1818 to 1819. Subject: depicts the aftermath of shipwreck of French, okay, frigate Medusa, where survivors face starvation and death on makeshift raft. So, technically, pag sinabi nating shipwreck, nasira. Okay, nasira yung barko. So, if we try to really see the picture, it really shows a very unpleasant scenario wherein there is no, there is no, there is no assurance that if you are, I mean, you are in that ship, there is no assurance that you will going to live, mabuhay ka pa. But other side of the video now, the painting is that it shows perseverance, it shows resilience, it shows hope. Why? Because also, even though the painting doesn't really shows vibrant emotion, atmosphere feeling, because it the color hues are very dark. There are dead people, there are you know what, there are what we call hunger. Okay, there is what we call um hopeless faces still. Okay, the picture really shows perseverance, resilience in order to survive. Okay, theme: human suffering and desperation. Siyempre, gusto mo mabuhay. Okay, so gagawin mo lahat para mabuhay dyan. Okay, another is that struggles for survival are a critique of political corruption and incompetence. Not really know how will I connect the critique of political corruption and incompetence, but one thing is for sure, maybe the creation of the Medusa, okay, is not really funded well, resulting to the ship doesn't perform its best or effectively and efficiently because of, okay, miss what do you call this one, miss of misdistribution, or yes, monitoring of the budget. Okay, significance highlights the frag- fragility of human life and serves as powerful indictment of government failure, reflecting the romanticism focus on emotional and social justice. Sorry, ano na ako ng tubig. Next one, we have Jean Francois Millet. Okay? So, famous for painting scenes of rural life. Okay? Pag sinabi natin rural life, this is the opposite of urban. Okay? So, provinces. Okay? So, Millet, bold on thick stroke of paint, make the scenes appear as harsh as the difficult life of farmers in his community. It seems like the style of Delacroix, Millet and Delacroix uses the same style or technique which they use thick stroke. But the main objective of Millet of using the thick stroke, it depicts the real life of people living in a rural area. We will not deny it, but some in our generation right now, many people often to choose to live in rural compared to urban, maybe because of a peaceful life, maybe because of the slow pacing of lives in a rural, that you don't need to what do you call this one? You don't need to be in jive with the fast pacing of life here in the city, like the traffic, the deadlines, the workloads, everything. Napakabilis ng buhay sa urban, sa city, compared compared to the lives of people living in rural area, that the life is very slow pacing. Okay, there is no harsh, there is no rush, there is no deadlines. Okay, but in their generation, also aside from that, I mean, their generation, they really show the difficult life of people living in rural areas. Or in yes, there are still disadvantages of these people living in the rural areas wherein healthcare is not there. I mean, healthcare is not like very abrupt in the city wherein pag nadisgrasya, madaming hospital. Pag nasa rural, you need to travel a mile before I mean before reaching a facility that provides really a good medical service. Okay, compared in urban, okay, harsh life wherein electricity, comfort, okay. So mahirap din naman talaga ang buhay sa probinsya. Okay? If you are sanay sa life dito sa city. So, yes. So, aside from that, okay, he really want to show that life in rural are very difficult, that these people need also assistance from the government. Okay, so that is one of the objective of Jean Francois Millet, is that to highlight that these people living in the rural areas needs help from the government. Okay, so this is his one of his famous creation, which is the cleaners. Okay, 1857. Subject: three peasant women collect leftover grains from the field after harvest, showcasing the hard labor of the rural poor people. Okay, so theme: the dignity of labor, the poverty and social inequality, the connection to nature and rural life, significance, a groundbreaking work in realism. It shows attention to the struggles of working class while highlighting the resilience in humanity. If we say peasant, these are the poor, these are the people coming from the poorest. I mean, poor, poor, poor from ano yun? Poorest to the poorest, parang ganun, mahirap. They they are not really the farmer. I mean, they are farmer but they are not the landowner. So kung ano yung naiwan doon sa harvest time, siyempre hindi mo naman lahat talaga makukuha. Mayroon diyan may iwan at may iwan na kaligtaan. Okay, these peasant, they collect this one, maybe to sell it or maybe to consume it para kainin din nila. Okay, so the theme is about dignity of labor. Even though there are peasants, they chose not to do illegal things. Lumalaban pa rin sila ng patas. Number two, poverty and social inequality. Yes, it is given not only in our generation, but from the very first start when the world is created, there is really inequality. There is no such thing that equal if we talk about community, if we talk about society, politics. Walang mayaman kung walang mahirap. Vice versa, walang mahirap kung walang mayaman. Kung walang mahirap, walang service, walang labor. So these two needs to balance. Okay? So poverty and inequality. That is the sad truth or reality of lives, of our life rather, that there is no such thing equal. Kailangan may maalila para may matawag tayong mayaman. Okay? Imaginin nyo kung lahat tayo amo, mahirap. Maganda sana, pero it's human culture, I mean, it's human nature trait. Sometimes it is not really good. Okay? Connection to nature and rural life. So the nature provide them food. So it's about connect them doing their parts, collecting the mga natirang ani. Okay? And yes, okay? rural life, nature is very important. Okay, next one, which is the last artist, is we have J.M.W. Turner. Okay, considered the first major artist to paint outdoors. Okay, majority of his paintings kasi, it's not really in human, but more on landscapes. Okay? Yung mga mountains, villages, rivers, mga ganyan. He became popular in France in the mid-19th century using a bright, luminous colors combined with a bold, thick brush stroke. Okay, he succeeded in translating his great artist vision. He made use of more or he made use of more of the abstractions of forms and space. Okay, ayan siya. Majority of his creation, okay, one of his creation is the Ivy Bridge of Devonshire. Okay, subject, a scenic view of Ivy Bridge, England, often depicted the landscape of its natural beauty and tranquil charm. Ang ganda kasi, very, very Disney. Very, pag tinitignan mo siya, very setting sa Snow White, yan. Sa Beauty and the Beast, walang ganyan sa Pilipinas eh. Theme, harmony between nature and architecture. Because you can see, this is a natural setting and there is a building there. Okay, the picture of beauty of rural England and romantic appreciation of nature, natural world. Significant, celebrates the idyllic and serene aspect of English countryside, reflecting the Romantic era, focus on nature and emotional impact. Okay, like with who is the third who is the third artist? We have kalimutan ko din ah. Okay, we have Mie, is that the same sila ni Turner that focus on rural lives. Okay? It depicts the lives in rural areas. Okay? And yeah, it's true. Like, I will go back to my previous discussion a while back. In our generation today, there's a lot of benefit living in the city, especially in healthcare, especially in how instant you can get the things that you want compared to rural areas. But, okay, being with nature, viewing the natural beauty of nature, there is no amount of money, there is no amount of what do you call this one? Instant, like what the city can give to us, can serve as, can really replace the satisfaction and the peace of mind that you will going to experience when you saw a scenery where in mountains, the sun, the clouds, the sea, the river in one frame. Okay, that is really very refreshing. Like, mapapasabi ka na lang pag nakita mo yung ganda ng Awitsyon. Pag pumunta ka ng Awitsyon, ang ganda ng view sa Awitsyon, yung yung very clear na tubig sa Boracay, very beautiful view also of same um here in our province, the beauty of Angiv Beach, the view there, that you can really say that I want to stay here. Okay, I want to see every day this beauty that God created. So iba pa rin yung impact, iba pa rin yung sense nung yung peace, yung calmness na kayang ibigay ng nature compared to the um instant, yung mabilis ang serbisyo or mabilis ang pagkuha mo ng mga kailangan mo kapag nakatira ka sa city. So, these are the four, okay, these are the four famous artists from the Romantic period. We have Eugene, Ferdinand Victor Delacroix, Ferdinand Jericho, Jean Francois Millet, and J. J.M.W. Turner. So, yeah. So these here, I will conclude now the second video lecture of our topic under arts.